Good morning. My name is Audrey Davis, and I'm the director of the Alexandria Black History Museum. Happy Black History Month. Thank you for joining us for today's virtual concert with the Washington Revels Jubilee Voices. The Jubilee Voices Ensemble is committed to the preservation of African American history and traditions, presenting songs and stories of struggle and perseverance, trials and triumphs, as expressed through a cappella music, drama, and dance. Inaugurated in 2010, the group now performs regularly at heritage sites throughout the Washington, D.C. area, singing, sharing, and learning the stories of the people in those communities. This is the second year of the Black History Museum collaboration with the Rebels, and we hope to continue our collaboration with them for in-person concerts soon. Today's concert in honor of the City of Alexandria's purchase of the Freedom House Museum in 2020 is a gift from the Washington Revels to the Alexandria community. A National Historic Landmark, 1315 Duke Street, known today as Freedom House Museum, was the headquarters for the largest domestic slave trading operation in our nation. Following the international slave trade's 1808 prohibition, Alexandria became the hub of the domestic slave trade due to its strategic location along the roads and waterways heading southward. Between 1828 and 1861, thousands of enslaved men, women, and children passed through this site. Through these traditional songs, we remember their suffering. We remember the suffering of the enslaved, their strength, and how African American culture has contributed to the greatness of America. I now give you the Washington Revels Jubilee Voices. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. We are the Washington Revels Jubilee Voices, and we're happy for the second year in a row to join the Alexandria Black History Museum to celebrate Black History Month. We invite you to join us on a musical journey that celebrates the lives of Black Americans and Black Alexandrians, and also recognizes the acquisition of Freedom House Museum, an important part of Alexandria's history.
Oh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Oh, Lord, my trouble so hard. Don't nobody knows my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Went down the hill the other day. My soul got happy and I stayed all day. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Don't nobody know my trouble but God. Went in the room, I didn't stay long. Looked on the bed and my brother was dead. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard. Oh Lord, and my trouble so hard.
Who can tell how many tears have moisture? How many sighs and prayers have startled the rayless gloom of those dampened vaults? How many broken hearts and curbed spirits have been chained to this cold floor for the commission of no crime, by the decree of no tribunal, but only because man claims ownership in man.
In early Alexandria, human trade was a way of life, as the city was host to the country's largest slave trading operations. But the city, then part of the District of Columbia, also had the area's largest community of free blacks, who, despite regulations that mandated the conditions of that freedom, built communities, churches, and other neighborhood institutions. When Alexandria was retroceded back to Virginia in 1846, blacks reacted with grief and fear. Restrictions against black people became more stringent. Many, both enslaved and free, chose to leave. In 1848, a group of enslaved people from Georgetown, Alexandria, and Washington, D.C. made an escape to freedom on board the schooner Pearl. Their attempt was unsuccessful, and many of those captured were jailed in Alexandria's slave pens. But despite that failure, the Pearl incident inspired others to seize their freedom. Change was in the air, and the next elections tell a story of rising protest, discontent, and action.
Steal away, steal away to Jesus.
Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the thunder, the trumpet sound within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here.
Green trees are bending, poor sinner sons are trembling, the trumpet sounds within my soul.
I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away, steal away home. I ain't got long
fellow citizens, pardon me. Allow me to ask, why am I called upon to speak here today? What have I, or those I represent, to do with your national independence? Are the great principles of political freedom and of natural justice embodied in that Declaration of Independence extended to us? And am I therefore called upon to bring our humble offering to the national altar and to confess the benefits and express devout gratitude for the blessings resulting from your independence to us? I am not included within the pale of this glorious anniversary. Your high independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. The 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice. I must mourn. To drag a man in fetters into the grand illuminated temple of liberty and call upon him to join you in joyous anthems were inhuman mockery and sacrilegious irony. Do you mean, citizens, to mock me by asking me to speak today? What, to the American slave, is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour.
Lord, how come me
At a time like this, scorching irony, not convincing argument is needed. Oh, had I the ability, and could I reach the nation's ear, I would, today, pour out a fiery stream of biting ridicule, blasting reproach, withering sarcasm, and stern rebuke. For it is not light that is needed, but fire. It is not the gentle shower, but thunder. We need the storm, the whirlwind, and the earthquake. The feeling of the nation must be quickened. The conscience of the nation must be roused. The propriety of the nation must be startled. The hypocrisy of the nation must be exposed. And its crimes against God and man must be proclaimed and denounced.
Lord, how come me here? Lord, how come me here? Lord, how come me here? Oh, I wish I never was born. Oh, I wish I never was born. Oh, I wish I never was born.
In 1861, the first year of the Civil War, the Union Army occupied Alexandria, and formerly enslaved African Americans headed to the city for refuge. Some of the buildings that housed human trafficking and torture became prisons for secessionists, or were converted into barracks and hospitals for the formerly enslaved people who poured into the city.
These next three songs include The Winter, a coded song collected from New Bern, North Carolina, Jehovah Hallelujah, a carol about a homeless Jesus, and Do Lord, Remember Me.
Like a fawn from an arrow, startled and wild, a woman swept by us, bearing a child. In her eye was the night of a settled despair, and her brow o'ershaded with anguish and care.
With her step on the ice and her arm on her child, the danger was fearful. The pathway was wild. But aided by heaven, she gained a free shore where the friends of humanity opened their door.
With the rapture of love and fullness of bliss, she placed on his brow a mother's fond kiss. Oh, poverty, danger, and death she can brave, for the child of her love is no longer a slave.
On January 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Just a few months later, he called for African American men to join the Union Army. By the end of the war, 1 out of every 8 Union soldiers was a black man.
Hark, listen to the trumpeters, they call for volunteers. On Zion's bright and flowery mount, behold the officers. We look like
they was talking in the cabin, they was talking in the hall. I listened, kind of careless, not thinking about it. On Sunday too, I noticed they was whispering mighty much, standing there around the roadside when they let us out of church. I didn't think here about it till the middle of the week when my lass come to see me. But somehow He couldn't speak. Oh, then I see in a minute what he come to see me for. They had listed colored soldiers, and my last were on the wall. Oh, I hugged him, I kissed him, and I begged him not to go. But he told me that his conscience, it was calling him so he couldn't bear to linger when he had a chance to fight for the freedom they had given him and the glory of the right. So he hugged me and left me, and I promised to be true. And they put a knapsack on him and a coat, all colored blue. So I gave him Pap's old Bible from the bottom of the drawer when they listed colored soldiers, and my lies go on the wall.
We look like men, we look like men, we look like men of war, all armed and dressed in uniform. We look like men of war.
Music played an important role for Union soldiers, and this next song, the marching song of the 1st Arkansas Colored Regiment, was a call to arms written by Captain Lindley Miller, the white leader of the regiment. After writing the song, he wrote a letter to his mother in New Jersey, proudly mentioning the song, but also telling her, "I fear you may not like it." We invite you to join us in singing this song by following the lyrics on the screen.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. As we go marching on. Oh, we're the bully soldiers of the 1st of Arkansas. We're fighting for the Union. We are fighting for the law. Shoot a rebel father and a white man never saw. As we go marching on.
Left, to your left. Left, right, left. Left, to your left. Left, right, left. Left, to your left. Left, right, left.
As we go marching on. We be done with hoe and cotton.
That's right.
We be done with oil and corn. We're colored elected soldiers, just as sure as you are born. Yes, sir. The railroads are shouting, hear the biggest day bells horn. As we go marching on.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Left, to your left. Left, right, left. Left, 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 right, left.
As we go marching on. They will have to pay us wages.
About time.
The wages of their sin.
Indeed.
They'll have to bow their foreheads to their colored kin and kin.
Yes.
They'll have to give us house room, or the roof will tumble in. As we go marching on.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Left, to your left. Left, right, left. Left, to your left. Left, right, left.
As we go marching on. Till Abraham has spoken, the message has been sent. Prison doors he opened, and out the prisoners went.
Oh, yeah!
That single army of a nation. As we go marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Left, to your left. Left, right, left. Left,
Glory, hallelujah. As we go marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Alexandria's black community had outlived enslavement and war, and their spirit of protest, activism, and perseverance lives on to this very day. The next songs illustrate their legacy and that of their descendants who are carrying on their work.
O Lord, what manner of man is this? All nations in him are blessed. All things are done by his will. He spoke to the sea, and the sea stood still. Now ain't that a witness for my Lord? Ain't that a witness for my Lord? Ain't that a witness for my Lord? Soul is a witness for my Lord. There was a man of the Pharisees. His name was Nicodemus, and he didn't believe. The same came to Christ by night, wanted to be taught out of human sight. Nicodemus was a man who desired to know how a man can be born when he is old. Christ told Nicodemus as a friend, man, you must be born again. He said, marvel not if you want to be wise. Repent, believe, and be baptized. Then you'll be a witness for my Lord. You'll be a witness for my Lord. You'll be a witness for my Lord. Soul is a witness for my Lord. You read about Samson from his birth, strongest man that ever lived on earth. Way back yonder in ancient times, he killed 10,000 of the Philistines. Then old Samson went to wandering about. Samson's strength was never found out, till his wife sat upon his knee. She said, tell me where your strength lies, if you please. Oh, Samson's wife, she talked so fair. Samson said, cut off my hair, shave my head just as clean as your hand, and my strength will come like a natural man. Oh, Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Samson was a witness for my Lord. Soul is a witness for my Lord. There's another witness. Now there's another witness. There's another witness. My soul is a witness for my Lord. My soul is a witness for my Lord.
Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound.
for me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
No more moaning.
No more moaning. No more moaning. No more moaning over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
They'll be shouting.
They'll be shouting. They'll be shouting. They'll be shouting over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
'Tis the old ship of Zion, 'tis the old ship of Zion, 'tis the old ship of Zion. Get on board, get on board. 'Tis the old ship of Zion, 'tis the old ship of Zion, 'tis the old ship of Zion. Get on board, get on board. It has landed many a thousand, it has landed many a thousand, it has landed many a thousand. Get on board, get on board.
Ain't no danger in the water. Ain't no danger in the water. Ain't no danger in the water. Get on board, get on board. It will take you home to glory. It will take you home to glory. Get on board, get on board. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. Get on board, get on board. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. 'Tis the old ship of Zion. Get on board, get on board.
And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
So we think about the past. That's a lot of what we do with Jubilee Voices. We acknowledge the past, we honor the past, we appreciate the journey that our ancestors have taken, and it has been a long and arduous journey. We think about all that they overcome, and so much of it was captured and immortalized in the songs. They were songs of freedom, songs of hope, songs of struggle, songs of pain, songs of resistance. And many of those lessons are lessons that were passed down through the generations. Even if we forgot the songs, we retained the lessons. After enslavement, through Jim Crow segregation, and we fast forward to 2020. We think about what is their future and now our present. So what do we do? What do we do with our present? Well, we do what our ancestors did. We fight, we resist, and we sing. We think about all the dreams, all the hopes that they had for their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. And we, as the Jubilee Voices, we as the descendants of the enslaved, are now the realization of their dreams. But the journey still continues. There's still more that we have to do. There's still more that we must do. We must continue to speak our truth. We must continue to say and proclaim that Black lives truly do matter. we must lay the foundation for our future, our children, our grandchildren, to build upon everything that our ancestors have fought for, to build upon all the things that we continue to fight for. That is what Jubilee Voices is all about. In the African tradition, in the Ashanti, they say there's an Adinkra symbol, Sankofa. We reach back to move forward. There's no way that we can move forward without recognizing our past, without accepting and acknowledging our past for everything that it has taught us. There is no other way. So we at the Jubilee Voices will continue to recognize our path because it gives us the tools, it gives us the strength, it gives us the stories and the music to move forward.
As we close our program, we would like to thank the Alexandria Black History Museum for once again inviting us to celebrate with them Black History Month. We're going to close our show with one of our group's favorite songs, In That Great Gettin' Up Morning, which speaks to a better day that is coming, but also recognizing a better day that is here and now. Thank you. There's a better day a-comin'.
Fare you well, fare you well.
There's a better day a-comin'.
Fare you well, fare you well.
When I see King Jesus.
Fare you well, fare you well.
When I see King Jesus.
Fare you well, fare you well.
Oh,
In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
There'll be no more crying.
Fare you well, fare you well.
There'll be no more crying.
Fare you well, fare you well.
There'll be no more dying.
Fare you well, fare you well.
There will be no more dying.
Oh, in that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
Oh,
In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
oh,
In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
oh, the saints will be arising.
Fare you well, fare you well.
Oh, the saints will be rising. There'll be no more striving. There will be no more striving.
Fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
Oh,
In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
in that great getting up morning,
Fare you well, fare you well.
in that great getting up morning,
Fare you well, fare you well.
oh, in that great getting up morning,
Fare you well, fare you well.
in that great getting up morning,
Fare you well, fare you well.
oh,
In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
oh, fare you well, fare you well,
Fare you well. In that great getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well.
in that great getting up morning, fare ye well.
Oh, the winter, bless the Lord